my grassroots yoga here, live from Howland Park. Maybe if you'd like to join me for some yoga flow this morning, I'm happy to have you. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. First, we're going to go ahead and come into child's pose to start, to just kind of get ourselves warmed up a little bit. So bring your knees as wide as the mat and your big toes to touch. Draw your hips back to your heels and bring your forehead to the mat or your forearms to the mat. We're going to take 3 breaths here in child's pose. We'll take an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We're going to come up to tabletop here. So you're going to stack your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. On your exhale, we're going to push back to downward facing dog. We're going to take a few rounds of breath here in down dog. And as you're breathing, you want to breathe in and out through your nose. You want to feel the breath in the back of your throat. So it's like, that's called Ujjayi breath or ocean breath. In downward dog, your feet are as wide as your hips and your hands are shoulder width distance. Pull your belly up and in and roll your shoulders down your back here. Your heels don't have to come to the mat. Maybe as we move through this flow, your heels will come to the mat. The most important thing is to really stretch your spine. You really want to lengthen your spine here. And you want to find a point of focus on the back of your mat. It's called your drishti. So we're going to take 3 rounds of breath here, Ujjayi breath. On your next inhale, come up on your toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and we're going to step to the top of the mat here. Coming into ragdoll pose, so heel toe your feet hip width distance. And you're going to grab opposite hands to opposite elbows and just dangle here. You're just going to dangle for a few breaths. It might feel good to sway your hips side to side or your torso up and down, or just let your head dangle. Go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat and heel toe your feet back together. On your next inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins and you really lengthen your spine here. Pull your belly in, pull it up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Just let your head dangle. Inhale, we're going to come up, press through your heels, root to rise. Bring your hands high over your head. And as you exhale here, we're going to come to mountain pose. So you're at the top of your mat, root down to the 4 corners of your feet. Your shoulders are up and back. Pull your belly up and in, and tilt your pelvis forward. You want to find your drishti, or a point of focus here. You just want to be tall and strong like a mountain. So stay at the top of your mat, but we are going to come to tree pose. So I'm going to face face you here. We're going to bring our hands to our hips and bring your shoulders up and back. Pull your belly up and in and tilt your pelvis forward. Find your focal point here. You're going to ground down into the left foot. We're going to do tree on the right first. So kickstand your right foot on the inside of your left ankle. You can stay here if you want, or maybe you want to bring it to your inner calf or your inner thigh. Bring your hands to your heart center. On an inhale, go ahead and bring your hands high. This is a good balance pose here. So press your palms together. Your foot and your thigh are pressing into each other. Everything is pressing into the center. We'll take 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Bring your hands back to heart center as you exhale. We're going to do that on the other side now. So ground down into your right foot. We're going to do tree on the left. If you're wobbly, that's okay. Or even if you lose a little balance, just come back to where you are. Just try to bring your balance back to your tree pose. So ground down into your right foot, hands to your hips, shoulders up and back. Pull the belly in and pelvis forward. So you're going to ground down and get some balance here. And you can kickstand that left foot on your inner ankle, inner calf, or inner thigh, but never your knee. Hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands high. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Go ahead and bring your hands back down to heart center. We're going to do that one more time on each side. So go ahead and ground down into that left foot. Kickstand that right foot. You can leave it here or bring it to your calf or your thigh. And you're going to bring hands to heart center. You can keep your hands here, or if you want, on your inhale, go ahead and bring your hands high. Maybe you want to try to grow your tree. 3 breaths here. I always feel that when I open up my arms, I'm receiving from the universe all the blessings. Bring your hands back to heart center. And then when you keep your hands pressed into each other in prayer, you're centering. Bring your hands back to heart center. We're going to do that again on the left. So ground down into that right foot. Kickstand the left foot on your inner ankle, your inner calf, or your inner thigh. Take an inhale here. Everything is pressed into the center. Go ahead and bring your hands high for 3 rounds of breath. You can stay centered here, or you can open up to receive. Bring your hands back to heart center. All right, shake that out a little bit. I'm going to come back up to the top of the mat, which is where you already are. So we're going to bring our feet together here. I'm going to take a breath in, bring our hands high. Exhale, we're going to take a forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back here. You come into a high plank. And go ahead and lower your knees and your chest and your chin. We're going to bring our forearms to the mat here. We're coming into a little back bend. So this is called Sphinx pose. Go ahead and see if you can't lift your chest and roll your shoulders down your back as you press the tops of your feet into the mat. Find a drishti here for a few breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is a nice back bend to begin in the beginning of your practice. It's a nice back bend to start with. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. As you exhale, we're going to come back to tabletop, neutral spine, and push back to downward dog. We're going to find our drishti and take 3 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, come high on your toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and we're going to come to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, belly up and in. Draw your tail and your crown away from each other. Really lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. So push evenly through your heels and come up 1 vertebrae at a time. Hands high over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to do chaturanga. So bring your hands to the mat. We're going to step back, high plank. And I'm going to come down to a low plank, or you can meet me in down dog. But maybe challenge yourself here. Come down to a low plank. On your inhale, you're going to come into an upward facing dog. Press through the tops of your feet and lift up out of your lower back. Shoulders away from your ears. On an exhale, come to downward facing dog for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, we're going to bring our right foot high for 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, we're going to step up to the top of the mat. We're going to come up to crescent on the right. So your biceps are at your ears. Pull your belly up and in and roll your shoulders down your back. Maybe sink in a little bit here. That right knee is at a 90-degree angle and your back leg is strong. Your hands are facing each other. Your palms are facing each other. We're going to take about 4 breaths here in crescent. On your exhale, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, we're going to revolve to the right for revolved crescent on the right. So you're going to hook your left arm on the outside of your right thigh and press your palms into each other. And take 5 breaths here. Make that back leg nice and strong. As you inhale, see if you can press into your palms and really lift your chest open here. 3 more breaths. As you exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat and adjust your back foot so it's at a 60-degree angle and the heels are in alignment. On an inhale, we're going to come up here to Warrior 2. This is my favorite pose. This pose calls in all the strength of a warrior. So pull your belly up and in, shoulders down your back, and your torso and hips are in alignment. Really, really pull your arms away from each other. Feel those muscles in your arms. Your feet are pushing in opposite directions, the mat. And you find your drishti here over your front middle finger. Shoulders down your back, make your belly strong. We take 5 deep breaths here, 5 Ujjayi breaths in Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale. Exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. 4 more breaths. As you inhale here, you're going to straighten your right front knee. And on your exhale, hinge at your hips. Bring that right hand to the top of the right shin. This is triangle pose. The left arm comes to the sky, right hand to your shin. We're going to really open up our side here. Open up your left side. Really stretch. We're going to take 5 breaths here. You're not really using that bottom hand. It's just for a little bit of balance to keep you steady. We're going to come into side plank here. So bend your front knee, and we're going to bring that right hand to the mat, and we're going to step back. You can bring that knee down if you want to modify, or bring that back foot, both feet stacked upon each other. And we're just going to stay here for a few rounds of breath. Really lift up out of your side here. If you want to challenge even more, maybe lift your top leg for 3 breaths. Bring that foot down. We're going to come into a high plank here. Low plank. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, we're going to come into downward dog. If you want, you can come to child's pose for a break before we move into the left side. Take some deep breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to come up to tabletop if you're in child's pose. And on your exhale, come back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, bring that left foot high for 3-legged dog on the left. Exhale, we're going to step through for crescent lunge on the left. So bring those biceps to your ears, palms facing each other. That front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Front leg is strong. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Shoulders down your back, belly nice and strong. 5 breaths here. On your exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, we're going to revolve to the left for a revolved crescent on the left. So you're going to hook your right arm on the outside of your left thigh. Press your palms into each other. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So open up your chest here. Press your palms. Really lift up, open your chest. Exhale here, we're going to bring our hands to the mat. Bring that back heel, that back foot at a 60-degree angle. Your heels are in alignment now. On your inhale, we're going to come up to warrior 2 here on the left. So arms are stretching away from each other. The feet are stretching the mat away from itself. And that front knee is at that 90-degree angle. The back leg is strong as steel. Find your drishti. 5 breaths here. On your exhale, we're going to go ahead and straighten our front knee. Inhale, we're going to reach. And exhale, bring that palm to your shin. Your right arm to the sky for 5 breaths in triangle. You want to stack your ribs on top of each other. almost as if you're in between two panes of glass. Remember, this bottom hand is just for a little bit of stability and balance. You're hardly using it. Two more breaths. Really reach, open up. And on your exhale, go ahead and bend that knee. We're going to come on to side plank, so bring that left hand down. And as I said, you can modify and bring that knee or stack your feet. And really lift up here out of your left side. Take a few breaths here. If you want to challenge for 3 breaths, lift that leg. And bring that foot down. We're going to come here and we're just going to go ahead and meet in downward dog here. Roll those shoulders down. Pull that belly up and in. Take 3 more deep breaths, 3 more Ujjayi breaths here. On your inhale, we're going to come up, bring that right foot high for 3-legged dog. And on your exhale, we're going to bring that right knee behind the right wrist. You can stay up. This is half pigeon on the right. If you want to stay up high on your hip here, bring that. You can bring a block under your hip if you'd like. Or you can also come down here on your hip if you'd like to do that. And your shin can be in alignment with the top of your mat, or it can be close to your body. The back leg is long. The top of the foot is pressing into the mat. So you can either be high in half pigeon or you can come down here to like lazy swan. And go ahead, whichever one gives you the best stretch in your right outer hip. Go ahead and bring your hands on the mat, and maybe you want to bring your forearms down, or maybe stack your palms on top of each other, or you can bring your fists stacked on top of each other and just rest your forehead here. We're going to take 5 breaths here. You do want to have that right thigh in alignment with the long edge of your mat. So 5 breaths here. On your exhale, we're going to bring our hands to the mat, and we're going to bring that right foot behind us. Bring it up to 3-legged dog here, and bend that knee, your right knee. Open up that hip. Take 3 breaths here. On your exhale, we're going to bring that right foot down. On our inhale, left foot comes high. Exhale, that left knee comes behind the left wrist, and you can stay at an angle with that shin, or you can bring the shin in alignment with the top of the mat. You can stay up high on your hip, bring a block under your hip, or you can come down on your hip if you'd like, but you want to make sure that that thigh is in alignment with the outer edge of your mat. And again, the shin does not have to be in alignment with the top of the mat. It can be drawn in time as you practice. Your shin may be able to come in alignment with the top of the mat. So you can stay up high here, or you can come down to your forearms, stack your palms or your fists whatever is most comfortable for you. We're going to take 5 Ujjayi breaths here. Make sure that that back leg is long and the top of the foot is pressing into the mat. Go ahead on your exhale, press into your hands, and we're going to go ahead and bring that left foot high, the left leg and the left knee. We're going to open it up, so bend your knee. Take 3 breaths here. Your back heel can come to the mat or your toes can be elevated. Bring that left foot down. Go ahead and stretch out. Let's take a few rounds of breath and stretch our hamstrings here and our lower back. On your exhale, go ahead and bring your knees to the mat, and we're going to go ahead and cross our ankles behind us. Come onto a seat. We're going to bring our legs out long here. And wind down a little bit here. So we're going to do half forward fold, half seated forward fold on each side, and then we'll do the seated forward fold. So bring your left foot to your right inner thigh, your right toes to the sky. Inhale, bring your hands high, and just gently fold over that right leg. Hinge at the hips. You want your spine to stay long. Make sure your spine is nice and long, and draw your tail and your crown away from each other. It's not about getting your knee to your chin, or your knee to your shin, or your knee to your forehead to your knee, or your forehead to your shin. It's about the length of the spine. So you're going to feel this in your right hamstring and your lower back. Go ahead and come on up. Now we're going to bring that left leg long, right foot to your left inner thigh. Inhale, bring your hands high. Exhale, just gently fold over that left leg. You're going to draw your tail and your crown away from each other. As you exhale, sink into the pose a little bit deeper as you relax your shoulders and your head. Go ahead and walk yourself back up, one vertebrae at a time. Bring that right foot out to meet the left. We're going to do seated forward fold. So inhale, hands high. Really lift up out of your waist. Pull that belly up and in. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold over your legs. Take an inhale and draw that tail and crown away from each other. Exhale, relax your shoulders, and just sink into the pose here. Inhale, go ahead and walk yourself back up. On an exhale, we're going to meet on our backs. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. And thank yourself for showing up today. Bring your head to the mat. Winding down here. Bring our arms out like wings or goalposts, whatever's most comfortable for you. Keep your knees stacked and your ankles stacked, and just let your knees gently fall over to the left. You can bring your left hand on the outside of your right knee. You want that right shoulder as close to the ground as possible. You can gaze over your shoulder or gaze up to the sky or the ceiling, or gaze in the direction of your knees. Whatever you feel best suits you, whatever feels best for you. Go ahead on your exhale, bring your knees back to your heart center and give yourself another hug. Reset that spine. Open your arms up and just let those knees stacked drape gently over to the right. The right hand comes on the outside of your left knee. Left shoulder as close to the ground as possible. Go ahead and bring those knees back into your heart center and give yourself a nice hug. One nice hug here, one last hug. Excuse me. Huh? Excuse me. Thank you. And on your exhale, we're going to let our legs just come out long on the mat and our hands by our sides, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, just relax everything, your forehead and your jaw. Just come on into shavasana, final resting pose. Just absorb all the good energy you created in your body. Bring your feet to the mat, and you can roll over onto your right or left side. Use your bicep as a pillow. And we're just going to pause here for a moment. Bring yourself up to a seat.
Thank you very much for practicing with me today. In order to grow, you have to push your limits and sometimes come out of your comfort zone. You have to change in order to grow. So it's always good to try new things, and yoga is a great way to grow internally. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. May you be well. May you be loved. May you have peace, health, prosperity, and joy. Namaste. Don't forget to click subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday, and I'll be here tomorrow on the mat, 10 o'clock. I hope to see you tomorrow. Hi. Thanks for joining me. Jory, I'm not going to say how old I am, but I can tell you I was born in the 60s. But thank you very much. So you have to practice. Just so you know, health in all ways is a job. You have to work at it. And yoga is a wonderful way to get your mind and your body and your spirit healthy. Namaste.